Hey everyone, and welcome to the new episode of TemplateMonster podcast. In today's episode, we have a new guest joining us in this talk, and his name is Iurii. Iurii, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a couple words about what you do?
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me. I'm working at TemplateMonster Web Studio as an office manager. Basically, I create, improve, and work on customization services that are sold on our website along with templates. So basically, you can buy a template, buy a customization service, and we will do something for you. We will install a template, customize it, create a website with the template, or maybe even do some custom stuff. For example, create some new functionalities that you may need to create. And we will do that for you based on your description, based on your requirements, and we will deliver everything so you will get a fully featured new website on your hosting.
Okay, this is pretty interesting, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very interesting conversation. And Iurii, it seems that okay, it's good. Your video was frozen for a second. It's fine now. Sorry.
Yes, there are some issues with internet connection. Maybe from my side.
I really hope it's going to be fine.
Sure.
I hope it's going to be fine. Okay, we'll continue. So I'm pretty sure this conversation.
I cannot hear you very well.
Okay. Come on. More tech issues. It's going to be lit. Okay, is it better now? Better?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good. So, started to say it for the third time. It's going to be a pretty interesting conversation because you guys were really excited to learn about this, and we're going to be discussing how you as freelancers and maybe small web studios can deal with the current situation, which is, well, a lockdown. And a lot of people are concerned that, their business might suffer if they're freelancers, that they provide services for clients like building websites, like selling services, providing maintenance for websites, providing design and maybe development services. And a lot of people are worried that their income might go down, they might lose clients, they might lose projects. And this is the issues that we're going to try and discuss today. I'm going to try and address a lot of your concerns. And if you guys want us to talk about something related to this topic, discuss some more issues, you can shout out in the comments down below under this episode, and we always reply to all the episode. We'll always reply to the comments, and we'll always read all the comments. So if you guys want to ask us something, don't be shy and ask it in the comment section down below. And there also will be timestamps to all of the questions we're going to be discussing in this episode. And let me just quickly run through all of the questions we're going to be discussing in this episode with Iurii. And the first issue is if your project is cancelled, how you can cope with the situation. Next one, should studios and freelancers lower their prices during the downtime to attract more clients or to not lose potential clients or current clients? Also, the third one, should you look for additional sources of income and how you can find them in the current situation? And we're also going to discuss a couple of additional questions if we have enough time, or maybe we're going to split it into episodes. But all right, let's get it started and let's start discussing the first question. And a lot of people have been complaining that once this entire thing with the lockdown started, once the local businesses have been all closed, a lot of freelancers and web studios have been complaining that they have lost some of the planned projects or some of the running current projects. And how can they cope with this situation? What do you think, Iurii?
As usual, there are some problems and there are new opportunities that this lockdown have brought. One of the problems is that, yes, there will be a lot of people who may for some pause in their work or who can lose their work as well, and that is the issue. But there is also an opportunity that if you are a freelancer, you will find more projects on freelance websites like Upwork, because a lot more businesses will try to move online or will try to move some of the not critical activities to freelance to cut the costs of the businesses. And because of that, more and more projects will look for a freelancer who may do the same work that their employees were doing while lockdown has not started. And I would say that because of that, you will be able to find more projects that basically suits your requirements and suits your expertise, because not all the freelancers are as experienced as they might be, and they may not find all the projects. And if you are just starting as a freelancer, you may find some easy projects that will allow you to create your portfolio, that will allow you to get some reputation on a freelance platform and get more expensive projects along the way after that. But I would say that one of the main problems is that you will need to spend more time working with your clients even before the project starts. I mean that you will need to go more into sales and marketing, and just to post your portfolio and wait for clients is not enough. You will need to work with each project closely, and you will need to get the description. You will need to contact the possible customer, and you will need to work through the description with the customer to get more information about why the website should be created, what's the main goals that the customer wants to achieve with the website, or what are the main requirements of the design, and how the customer sees the final result, and what should be done to achieve that. You just need to work much more with the clients to provide more information, to provide more solutions in the projects. I would say that, yes, you wanted to say something?
No, sorry, listening.
Okay, I worked as a sales manager for a few years, and I would say that this approach works the best, maybe. Because when you are interested in the customer's project, because when you are asking questions and you show the customer that you can provide the solution that matches the requirements, and you not only want to get the money from the customer, but you want to provide a viable solution to a problem that will be helpful and that will help the customer. And it's business, it's a way to get more customers and to get more projects in the result. But also, you will not only need to work with the customer, you also will need to work on your portfolio as well, because you need to provide more information about the projects you have done before. I mean that you will need to rewrite the descriptions. You will need to add a little history to each of the projects. Customers like to see when the project starts, what were the description, what were the project requirements, how you have created the final solution, and how you iterated through different other optional solutions that were not approved by the customer, and what did you do to get to those solutions. And all this history will help you to show your expertise, to communicate your expertise and additional value you can provide to the customer, and that will help you to get more clients in the result.
So to sum this up, I think that you're sharing very valuable advice, and thank you, Iurii, for that. And to sum this up, like, I would say that we can boil it down to 3 main points, right? And you can correct me if I got it wrong. The first one is that maybe freelancers can even benefit from this lockdown situation in a way that clients will reach out to freelancers and smaller studios because they will want to cut down on the costs, right? And freelancers and smaller studios, because they often charge a little less than big web development studios. This is why they might even benefit, because they can get more clients who want to save a little bit of money. And the second point was that you, as a freelancer or as a service provider, let's say, you have to communicate with your client. You have to work together on finding a solution, and you really have to do a lot of work with your client, even before the project starts, even before you start the development or the design process.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And the third point was that you got to work on your portfolio, you got to work on your marketing and how you want to sell yourself. And the key to this is creating some sort of case studies, right? So describing what the problem was and how you helped the client to solve this problem with the design, with the website, with the service that you provided to the client, right?
Yes, basically you need to provide more value to the customer, and you need to communicate that values. You need to show that you will not only do the job that you're hired to do, but you also can help customers get more from your project. You can get that the customers can get your expertise, your experience, and the customer can get the best solution that is available on the market right now, thanks to how you solve their problem. You need, and maybe one more point that very crucial today is that you need to speak the customer's language. Basically, you need to describe the solution and how you work on it in a way that is easily understood by the customer who is not a web designer. I saw some freelancers who are great designers and developers, but they usually talk in tech terms. They are discussing and describing to the customer the tech solution they want to implement, but they not communicate how that solution will help the customer. They can describe the frameworks they work in, but they do not say that this website and will be fast enough to get more clients because it will get better rating. And that is the issue, because customers, when they do not understand what they are getting, they do see value in that. And because of that, because they do not see any value in your work, they cannot understand why do you charge so much and why do you need to be paid so much. And when you compare your prices and your rates with other freelancers, when a customer do not see this additional value, he will choose a freelancer who asks less, and that is the issue today.
Wow, I definitely agree to that, because especially in this time and even before this quarantine thing started, people, like clients, generally look to save money, and they normally don't have a big budget, and they usually don't have enough time for a project, so they look for freelancers who can do it fast and who can do it for very little money. And this is very an issue, and we as designers, as developers, as studios, as providers of these services, especially in this time, we shouldn't lower our prices, right? Is this the right approach? What do you think?
I would say that this is the right approach. You do not need to lower your prices. You need to compete not on prices, but you need to compete on additional value that you provide to your customers. A way to compete on prices is not a win-win situation, because today, when there are a lot of new freelancers who came to freelance platforms like Upwork, they are looking for the customers and they are looking for the fast projects, and they are able and they are willing to do the same work for much less. And if you compete using prices, you will not be in a winnable situation, because every time you lower the prices, the customer will look for other freelancers who can take even less for the same project. You need to compete using your expertise. You need to compete using your experience. You need to compete providing the additional bonuses, additional value to the customer, and showing that if the customer pays more for your work, the customer will get much more because of your expertise. The customer will get a complete solution that solves the problems, and a customer can trust you in providing those solutions.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is some great advice. And also, would you recommend asking the clients for reviews or maybe for testimonials, so we can put the testimonials on your website, so your potential clients or your prospects can also see these testimonials and gain more trust in you?
Yeah, sure. I would say that is because you definitely need to get great reviews to be successful on freelance platforms. And if you deliver the project successfully, you need to ask for a review. And you can also ask for some additional information from a customer. For example, you can ask how the website you have created or how the design you have created helps the customer, what has that website improved in the customer's business, and how the website have helped the customer to find more clients or to achieve his or her goals is a very successful way to get more new clients. Because if you get the information from the client that your work have helped the client to achieve the goals and have helped the customer to get more clients, then other customers will want to get the same result, and they will see that you can deliver that result. And that is quite important, and also in the way that if you successfully deliver a project for one customer, that customer can refer you to some another client, to some another person who needs the same website or something similar to get his or her business work better in the times of lockdown.
Wow. Okay, this is right, and this is very interesting. And I think that, like, in a couple, to really get to know how your design, how the website that you helped create, for example, if we're talking about websites, how the website that you created for the client helped the client to grow their business, you will probably need to reach out to them in like 2, 3, or maybe 6 months to really see the results, right?
Yep.
So
yes, you're right. And yes.
Oh, sorry. Keep talking on. Sorry.
Okay, and when you reach the client, it's another way to get more projects today, because when you reach to a client, maybe in 3 to 6 months or even in a year, something have changed on the website. The clients have new ideas. The clients want to change something or optimize something on the website that they haven't thought about before. And if you have delivered the project previously, you may be the person who will help them again. And it is one of the great ways to get new projects today when you may not have as many clients as before. And if you work with the same clients, you can improve your portfolio, because you will add more and more information to the case studies you have in your portfolio. You will show the whole history of working with the same clients. And if you show that the clients came back to you to ask for more help, more services, then you can work as a reputable freelancer who can deliver on his promises, and who can solve the problems not only once but many times, and you can be worked with.
Okay, great. This is actually this is a concern of a lot of people right now, how they can get new projects. Now, if the project is canceled with one client, so should I reach out to another of my past clients and ask how they're doing? And I've heard that the best way to kind of approach the communication with your past clients is to text them, maybe shoot them an email, or if you're using any other means of communication, whatever, and just let them know that you're out there and you're ready to help them. Ask how they're doing in these quarantine times, in these lockdown times, how they're doing, and how you could help them with your services. Maybe not directly sell them something, but to ask if they need any help. What do you think about that? What do you think about the strategy and the approach of reaching out to people in this time?
I would say that you are totally right, that you do not need to sell something right from the start. And basically, you need to communicate with customer. You need to understand his needs firstly, and after that, you can provide some solution based on what customers needs. And you need to properly position and describe your solution in the terms of what customers have used to describe the problem. I mean that just to sell some service, not matter if that service is needed, it's not the best solution, and you do not need to do that. You need to work with, you need to work with your old customer as with a new one. You need to, each time you need to look for the problem and for the solution, and you need to examine what can be done to help the customer and what is the real problem. And when you do that, you be able to maybe provide some insight to the customer and provide some additional information on what can be done. Another problem with customers and with freelancers who do not work with customers closely is that they might try to offer some services that I do not need it, and that is the problem because the customer sees that the freelancer does not understand the problem, and they maybe will not opt for your services because of that. And you always need to remember about investigation and about looking for the right solution to the right problem, and looking for the right problem in the first place.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, yeah, right. Probably as somebody who wants to, who's eager to earn more money, you might want to try and sell your client as much as you can. So all of the things that you can do, all the services that you can provide, you might want to just sell them everything. But they might not need these services, and they will react very negatively if you try and do that. So yeah, definitely you have to think of about the client first, about their needs, and you have to care about your client before you care about yourself and about your earnings. Of course, you have to set reasonable prices just so you don't, well, you actually profit from the work that you do, but you shouldn't sell them any excessive things that they do not need. So I think this is the right strategy. As you're saying that we have to price the value that we provide to the customer. And this is exactly the right approach, because what do you think? What actually do you think about the hour-based pricing and the value-based pricing? This is the question that's bothering a lot of people, especially right now when this notion of value is very shifted. It has changed because now the businesses that need to get online, like right now, they need this, like this is very urgent for them, because they will basically disappear if they do not do this, if they do not make this change right now. And what do you think? Should the designers kind of try and even maybe higher the prices for the urgency, for the need, and for the higher value, or should we keep the prices on the same level and try and help the businesses by not raising the prices too high? Like this question is kind of the opposite of the previous question about lowering the prices, but I think this is also kind of interesting, if it makes sense to you. I mean,
yes, it totally makes sense. It's a great question because there are a lot of different answers to this question, and the answer depends on how many projects you have, on your expertise, on your hourly rate, on the business that approaches you, and on the problem that you face while providing a solution to the business. Because if you have not so many clients, you may lower your prices. On the other hand, if you have a lot of clients, because the clients see your expertise and the clients see your reviews and the clients want to work with you, yes, you can make the prices higher, because you cannot work with every customer who approaches you, and you need to balance the amount of time you have and the amount of money you want to earn. On the other hand, in the times of lockdown, when not all of the businesses can pay for your work, you can lower the prices for the businesses that you like, or for the businesses that you want to for the businesses that you want to see after the lockdown finishes. And that's basically just up to you. You need to decide what you want to charge and what you can charge. And you can approach this also with a few different ways. You can work with some businesses and charge them more just to finish the projects faster. On the other hand, the businesses that you like but which do not have enough money, you can work with them with low priority, so you can deliver the solution, but you will take more days to do that.
Mm-hmm. And another question I had, like I just thought about it, it's just really like a random thought, and you tell me if it's very stupid or not. So imagine the situation when the client approaches you as a freelancer or as a small studio, and you're really struggling for work. You need work right now because you need to make ends meet, and the client says like, hey, look, I I really do need this thing done right now, like a website, maybe some functionality on the website, like online, like payment delivery or something. And they say like, but I cannot pay you right now. I can pay you like when this thing takes off. When I have some profit from this, I will pay you later. How should we approach this type of clients? I'm pretty sure there are going to be plenty of this. Like when this lockdown is over, I'll, like, you know, like mountains of money will like just reign over you, you know. How can we approach this type of customer, and what is the best way to deal with the situation? Like you don't want to turn them down. You don't want to like say no to this customer. Let's imagine you really do need this job, but what to do?
It's a difficult question because there is no right answer. I would say that in that situation, I may deliver maybe project in parts. For example, I can create a wireframe for a website and just first few pages of a website take part of the money that the whole project costs. And after that, I can deliver later a few more pages or some other parts of the website that is not critical, and the customer can pay me later, maybe. But I would not say that you need to work without any money at all and only listen to the customer and approve and say that it's okay to work without any payment. The customer needs to pay you because you're also a little business that needs money to do their work, and it's not okay to work without any payments at all. And even if the customer says that in a month or two you will get a lot more.
Yeah, or maybe even with no guarantee. At least you shouldn't do that with no guarantee. Maybe a contract or some kind of thing, depending on your location, depending on all of this you know, things like concerning your legal side of things. You know, for everyone is different. It is different depending on your location, but in most cases it is the best way to kind of ensure that you are going to get paid is to get a contract signed with your customer. Definitely.
Yes. And that depends a lot on the customer. If you have worked with that customer before, if that customer have paid you, you can provide something without payments. But I would not do that with new customers, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I will look for some other solutions that are okay for you and for customer, but the payment should be done. Maybe not the whole at the one moment, but maybe the customer can pay in parts, but you can also deliver the project in parts as well.
Okay, so splitting the payment and splitting the project delivery, something like that.
Yep, it's one of the options.
Okay, this is good advice. Thank you for that. And probably the last question that we touch upon today, and we're going to be wrapping this thing up. So the last one will be, what about the additional sources of income for freelancers in this time? If they want to, you know, if they have some sort of a downtime and they want to look for some additional ways to earn money, what they can, you know, what can they try? What are the ways to get some additional money?
I would say that they can spend some more time to create portfolio on other freelance platforms. They do not need to focus on just one freelance platform, even especially if that freelance platform is not big enough. And another way to spend their time is to work on their profiles in social media and maybe to create a website for themselves, because a website is a great way to present their portfolio, their services, and in a way they want. Social media and freelance platforms are limiting in that how you can create and how you can present your work and previous projects. And if you create a website, the website can be one of the case studies to show to the customer and to show what you can do and what you can create.
Mm-hmm. Good one. But as about the portfolio, if you don't have any real projects for now, or maybe you're a beginner and you are working your portfolio, you're creating real websites that just haven't found their client yet, something like that. So this is like like
Yep.
could be used. How can we use these portfolio pieces? Maybe is there a way to sell the portfolio piece, like in the marketplace? I am hinting on something specific right here.
Yes, it's, designers and creators can create the website and um, can use that website as a template and sell the template as well. So you can create something and sell those products on a TemplateMonster and other marketplaces. And it's one of the ways you can earn more money, and one of great ways actually, because you do not need, in this case, to work with clients so closely. You just need to read through the terms of service. You need to create one template. You need to package it and send to the marketplace, and that's all. The marketplace do all the marketing. The marketplace do all the other work to find clients and to show your templates to the clients. And you can focus on some other work, on working with real clients whom you'll find on freelance platforms.
Yeah, so this is a kind of a way to get some passive income for yourself and for your team if you're working with the team. And well, you just do it once. You upload your product to a marketplace, and then the many people buy your product, the more money you get. This is very simple. And okay, another question. Can a complete beginner, like when you're just starting out with the marketplace, does it matter if you have like a big profile with a lot of reviews on the marketplace, or you can just be a beginner and upload your very first product? Are your chances as high as of a very trusted and reputable provider?
Portfolio is important because portfolio shows that you can deliver the solution, you can deliver the results that customers like, and you can work with customers. But portfolio is not enough. If you have a great portfolio but you don't know how to work with customers, you don't know how to solve the problems, you may not be so effective and so successful as a marketplace. I would say that if you are novice freelancer who do not have any projects yet, you need to look for your customer, and you need to work closely with each customer to show the customers that even if you do not have any portfolio and any real projects on this particular freelance platform, you can solve the problem, you can help the customer, and you can deliver what the customer wants for the money he can offer. And in this way, you can find your first customers who will provide first reviews, and after that it will be easier. You can say that everyone was a novice at some freelance platform. Everyone started at the same place with no customers at all, with no reviews, but some of them have a lot of reviews today, and they have done the same. They have found the first customer, they have created the first website, they have created and finished the first project, and that have brought them new reviews, new customers, and new opportunities along the way.
I see. Well, very sound advice. Yeah, you shouldn't have like very high hopes if you're a newbie, a total newbie on the marketplace or in a freelance platform. You won't get like a ton of customers in day one. You gotta work on your profile. This is very realistic piece of advice. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And will probably be. This actually wasn't the last question. Sorry. The last one will be this one. Approaching cold emails. This is probably was the most requested question in our poll on the community tab, because people were the most interested in this one, and this is pretty tough to answer. I think that to start with, you guys gotta know what your target customer is, what your customer persona is, and you shouldn't be reach out to everybody, like to every other person you see somewhere on LinkedIn or maybe on any other platform. If we're not talking about freelance platforms, but about actual cold emailing, you find person's email somewhere on LinkedIn or maybe on Facebook, somewhere on social media, and you just want to reach out to them. They run a business and you just want to offer them your services. This works for many people. It's not the best strategy for everyone, because a lot of people, they just hate this process. They hate cold emailing. They hate this like very sneaky salesy process. They just do not like it and they don't want to be associated with it. And a lot of people are very, very hesitant to start doing this. But so 2 questions. First, is this quarantine period, is this the right time to cold email people? And the second question, how to approach this process, how to I'm not asking for the template for the cold email, but rather how to, we've already talked about that it's better to offer some help and not ask people for work, but what can we offer to people as a service, or as a freelancer, as a studio? How can we phrase that? This is very complex and complicated question. First of all, you got to know that the person that you are writing, actually they might benefit from your services in some way, and it's better to first get to know them as a person, especially if you're reaching out not to like info@website.com or something like that. If you're not reaching out to some corporate email, but you're reaching out to an actual person, if you found the email on LinkedIn or on Facebook and social media, you know this is the actual person. So it is better to reach out to them as to an individual and start having a conversation and maybe engage with them and learn how their business is doing at this time, and tell a little more about yourself, what you're doing, and maybe this will actually lead to a sale and lead to a project with them. What do you think, Iurii, about this strategy, and what would you recommend to people who want to start sending cold emails in this period of quarantine?
I would say that, as always, you need to do your homework. You need to find as much information as you can about the customer. You need to find what the requirements and what this customer can what problems this customer can have. As always, it is not about you and your services. It's about customer and his needs. If he needs the needs of the customer, if he needs the requirements the customer has to his or her website, and how that website can be changed to meet those requirements. If you know about maybe some problems that the customer faces and how you can help, you can reach the customer and you can provide some additional information and additional advice on how can that be done. A lot of today's companies work in a similar way, in that they are providing first the value, and after that they provide this paid solution. For example, a lot of companies create, if you talk about some bigger companies, they create a lot of blog posts, a lot of articles about how something can be done for free. After that, they offer their paid solution as an additional way of dealing with the problem. You can work in the same way, but with a smaller scale. You can approach each individual customer, and each individual customer you can help with an personalized email that has information that's particular to that customer, with the information that can help that particular customer, and with a custom solution that was created for that customer. I would say that it's even better to know your customer a little bit better and find him on social media to find information that, for example, if they post requests for some opening jobs, or if they are posting some information about how they can make some customization in their websites, all that information can help you to find the real problems the customer faces and help to find the solution. The more you know, the better your offer will be, and the more value you will be able to provide. So that will help you to find your projects as well to work on.
Mm-hmm. This is great, and I totally agree with that. Sometimes it might be pretty tough to find some additional info on social media. Not everyone is posting everything about their business, so it might be pretty hard, but it's not impossible, especially if the business owners provides a link to their website. Maybe you could, just follow the link and see what their current website looks like, and maybe suggest some improvements in a very, very polite way, but maybe this might work too. yeah, you gotta try this out, and this is a difficult time, and of course you gotta approach this with a lot of understanding, with not a lot of expectations, probably not expect every other person you approach, every other person you contact to have a project with you, because many businesses are struggling to make the ends meet, and this is why you gotta be understanding of that too. So, and Earl, would you like to add something to wrap this thing up? Because I think we might actually finish this conversation, because we actually went over all of the questions that we planned, that I have here in my list. And if you guys are interested in learning more, and if you want to see more of Iurii, if you want to see more, want to hear more pieces of advice and more recommendations, you get a shout out in the comments under this episode. And just let us know what you're interested in. And Iurii, if you have a couple words to our audience, maybe some more recommendations, some more advice, and maybe just a couple of encouraging words,
Thank you for having me. This was really great, and it was an interesting conversation. And to everyone else, good luck in these times. And I hope that everything will be fine in a few months, and you will be able to get new projects and new clients whom you will be able to work with for a lot of time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.